Hello guys, welcome to our another episode of Globalcast. I am your host Starlight, and today we have a very special guest with me, NFT Artist. Please welcome to Neocrassical. So could you tell us about yourself and how you discovered the blockchain?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a multidisciplinary artist. My background ranges from economics to acting to music. I discovered NFTs in February.
Wow.
My friends sent me an article about ferocious and I was reading it and I was halfway through and I just got the whole kind of paradigm of NFTs and crypto and the significance of it. And yeah, just was really excited by it and just went kind of all the way in. I was already making comedy skits before I started releasing NFTs, and I turned them into NFTs, and then I just went fully into the NFT space. And since then, I've just been down the deepest rabbit hole in the space. Yeah.
And I know you also is the music producer before.
Yeah.
Can you tell a bit more about this part?
Yeah. So I started producing in the beginning of 2020, and when I was making stuff, my go-to style when I was recording just became comedy because it was my own taste. And I'd be freestyling over my own beats and it just became very comedic, and I'd send it to friends and they'd laugh a lot. And I just got this vision of there's the space in the world for comedy music with well-produced beats.
Wow.
So yeah, just kind of combine the two.
So up until now, nobody's have seen your face before on the internet, and because you've been using the an emoji avatar for your art, skits, and EP. How does it feel like to reveal a part of yourself online in a digital world where it seems anonymity is the way forward?
It feels a mixture of things. It feels a bit weird, but it also is personally for me just an opportunity to kind of branch out what I'm doing into a different lane where the use of my own face can open different opportunities. One of the reasons I started to use an avatar in the first place was because I actually had a comedy skit where I used my own face years ago that went viral. And after that experience, people at university would see me and go, "Oh, you're the comedy guy." And I didn't like that kind of instant association to something that can be perceived as lesser, comedy is an art form that's kind of looked down upon in some ways. And I wanted my face to be more of a neutral association because I have interests and ambitions in business and economics and entrepreneurship beyond art. And I want to be able to meet people and have them not associate my own face with comedy.
Yeah, so you want people to more appreciate about your own abilities,
yeah.
Focus on your face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because there's so many celebrities that you'll know from their most famous TV show.
Yeah.
And when you see their face, you're going to go straight to that character rather than that person and what they can do. So when I create with an avatar, it leaves me as still a blank canvas when I meet people.
How do you think humanity's digital behavior will change with possibility creating the alter ego or new identities in the metaverse?
I think people will find new ways of self-expression. I think they'll be freer to self-express in many ways. The reason I use an avatar is because I want to dissolve my ego whilst I'm creating. I think a lot of people are trapped by their own perception of themselves and their identity of their government name and all the things associated with that. And I think having an alter ego, an avatar, puts you in a place where that is suddenly gone. And from that place, I think more authentic self-expression comes. And as well, I've noticed in the NFT space that because everyone's alter egos and you're looking at something that's not actually that human flesh person, it's something digital or a representation, people are more seen for their output and what they're doing rather than their face and how they look. I think it's a transition from this Instagrammy world where good-looking people are rewarded on the basis simply of how they look, to a world where if everyone's avatars and alter egos and it's digital, you're more interested in what they're doing rather than how they look as a person.
Yeah, I agree about this point. You are the first person to host a simultaneous metaverse and real-world NFT exhibitions and party. It's called the See You in the Metaverse. Can you tell us about how the joining of the metaverse and real world went?
Yeah, it was amazing. So I built my gallery in Crypto Voxels, which is one of the popular metaverses. And I displayed my NFTs on oversized iPhones in the virtual space, using the oversized iPhones as like gallery sort of podium display units. And about 2 months ago, so a month before I actually did the event, I thought of the concept to have this rebuilt in the real world and stream it in both directions. So it was like humans watching avatars and avatars watching humans. And yeah, I just worked really hard for a month, just some insane hours to get it ready. And the party and the NFT exhibition was amazing. It was my debut NFT exhibition. It was wicked to see people interacting with it and with their headphones on and looking at the NFTs and laughing, and also to see people's like minds be opened to where we're going as humanity. And it was also kind of existential, like being in it, because I'd had the concept a month before, and I was like, geez, this will be crazy. And just went into a mode of like, I need to execute, I need to figure out all the things that are hard to do and just make it happen within 4 weeks. And it just came together amazingly, and people were just like, what on earth? Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow, I hope like I can join this kind of like things as well. Do you want to get more exhibition like this in the future?
Definitely, I think exhibitions and the use of physical space, the interaction between physical and virtual space is something that I'd kind of thought of before, but this was the first time where I executed it. And I saw a new part of my mind and the output of it and the manifestation of just concepts into reality. And just now I'm like, okay, like there's a lot of grounds to do new things and to express myself and innovate in this way, but also show other people what's possible. Like other people have said to me since the event and just in general, they've been inspired by what I'm doing. And that's the most like gratifying thing you can have an artist, especially in the first year of me becoming an artist.
Wow, that's great.
Cheers.
Can you tell us about your NFT comedy and audio visual work as well?
Yeah, so I make NFTs in the form of comedy skits, and my first NFT was an audiovisual EP. The first one I released, the audiovisual EP, was the first of its kind, the first audiovisual EP released as an NFT. It is just a mad stream of consciousness, freestyles over a couple beats I made, and then I cut this trippy video with a mixture of like stock footage and animation and audio reactive stuff to the music, and then comedy skits as well. And the first skit I released was the first comedy skit released as an NFT too. The themes range from drug use to social media addiction to phone addiction to what I see in London and the way people behave. And it's just my observations on the things that to me are very like normal and everyday, but often are quite like taboo topics. Like people I couldn't see enough people making jokes about like some of the realities of life. And that was kind of my angle in. A lot of it's freestyling. And yeah, it's just a bunch of madness. And I wanted to try make something original and something that could make people laugh and be ripped out of the current moment.
Yeah, I can't do the freestyle. So
you can't freestyle?
I can't.
You can.
Really can.
You can. Everyone can. Like
I really appreciate you having this kind of talent.
No, I think everyone can. I think it's in the mind of everyone. We all have just blocks that you have to get through. I couldn't freestyle 2 years ago, and then I discovered the way in. And yeah, just now I can.
Do you prefer creating one-of-one NFTs or like 10,000 generative project? And why would you choose that one rather than another one?
I prefer one of one. Everything I make is one of one. I think personally, I like the fact that this form of self-expression can be owned by just one person, and that rarity and scarcity of it is what excites me. And the fact that a collector can see something and be like, I want that, and I just want to be the owner. And then from that point, this thing that I've created, this moment of self-expression, and in a way like a part of my soul, is owned by just one person. I haven't made any 10K generated projects, and I don't rate most of them. I think we're in this weird space in the NFT space and timeline where loads of people are making 10K projects, but I think the vast majority of them is just cash grabs. Like, I think you look at what these pieces of art are, and they're just copies of everything that's come before. So it doesn't excite me, and I think we don't need another animal-based 10K generative project.
Yeah, I both think like this way because, if you focus on one thing, you just can't get more your energy and get the high quality about this work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a lot more meaningful. The one-of-one space, I don't think will die. I think there's so much like artistic truth in it and meaning in one-of-one works, and a dedication for someone to spend X hours, days, weeks on one piece for someone to own, rather than, I've seen Bored Apes and CryptoPunks getting big, I'm going to make the slightly less Bored Apes and just copy the project and release it like that. It comes from a different place.
Yeah, I agree. As such a new innovation, there are bound to be some skeptics of creating digital art as an NFT. What do you want to say to this kind of people?
I want to say, wake up! Can you not see it's the future? Just wake up. Like, is the next evolution of humans' digital behavior. I think, look at the signals. Like, my mind works on signals around the world, right? And you've got all these celebrities and all these people that used to be so critical of crypto or not accepting it or this technology, and suddenly everyone's piling in. And to me, it's just the biggest thing of everything is going to move that way. But beyond just the fact that everything's going to move that way, it comes from a place of this is a solution to so many issues. Like, music industry, for example, is just ridden with problems based on having thousands of middlemen, and many other industries. And now we have this thing, an NFT, that creates a smart contract that cuts out all those middlemen. It's like the concept behind it, and even crypto as the foundation, is a complete economic upheaval and transfer from an old system to a new system. So if you're a skeptic, I'd say be open-minded and don't hesitate, because the world is going to go this way 100%. And you don't want to look back and think, oh, hell, I wish I'd got in 10 years ago. You might have to bleep that swear word. But
where do you think the world of NFT applications will go?
I think it'll go to amazing places. I think it's kind of boundless. We've seen that there's becoming more applications to ticketing and events and fashion and wearables and so many digital applications that already exist. But I think it's kind of boundless because an NFT is just a type of format, a method of transaction and engaging with an economic system that can be anything. I think there's a misperception that NFTs are art, but it's art that are being put into NFTs and tokenized in smart contracts, and it can become anything. It can be your train pass, it can be your airport ticket. It's so many things. I'm just excited to see what those applications become.
Yeah, and I feel like NFT application is suited for everyone. Even you're old person or young people, they all can join this.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's really something for everyone. Like, a lot of the NFT events I've been to in London recently, I'm struck by the array of ages, like old people and young people in the same room that have arrived there because NFTs has provided them with what they want and what they need and what they want to create and how they want to engage with the world. It's not like art forms, which like music, where it's generally younger crowds. It's everyone. And I've only been coming at it at the artistic angle, but it'll become everything.
Why do you think that some people have been hesitant to enter the NFT space?
I think some people have been hesitant because it's quite a leap of understanding to get it. NFTs on their own is one thing to understand, but blockchains and cryptocurrency as a necessary understanding to then understand NFTs is quite a leap for some people. And I think a lot of people aren't willing to spend the hours to get their head around blockchain and crypto first before getting NFTs. It's just a completely new technology, a new paradigm that you have to spend the time initially being like, what is this? How does this work? So I think one aspect is that. Another aspect is I think most people aren't willing to innovate instantly. I think it's just a time-old tale of some people will go all in straight away, and the majority will wait until there's evidence of its popularity or success or mass adoption before they get in. It's just partly, just the human way.
What are you currently doing to make NFT space more accessible to the general population?
So with my event, that was the first thing I've done where the motivation for it was partly to bring in people who were interested in NFTs but didn't quite get it, to an environment where they could see it and see how it would be used now and in the future. With my metaverse gallery and being able to have people in VR and see the NFTs on the walls of my metaverse gallery and in the real world, I think made some people make the leap mentally of, oh, okay, like when in the future we're all living in the metaverse, art NFTs will be on the walls like in the real world. As well, on my social media, I post a lot of advice in my stories on Instagram and less on Twitter, because I think people on Twitter generally are already invested in get NFTs and crypto. But yeah, I share on my socials just like how to go about it. And also I speak to friends in depth. Like if a good friend will ask me like, what is this? Can you explain it? I'll take the time to explain it, because I know that's one more person onboarded into the space and can start a ripple effect of their friends, etc.
So you only have one exhibition you had in London. Do you want to get more exhibition like out of the London or even another countries in the future?
Yeah, definitely. That would be epic. I'd love to do something in Europe. Like I love Amsterdam and LA. So yeah, Amsterdam or LA, that'd be amazing. Yeah, I mean anywhere abroad. Like I definitely want to interact with other countries and their NFT communities.
Yeah, can't wait for that. I am super honored, but I am the first person who read your white paper, the title, the Neocrassical Theorems. And I have to say, you are fascinating because you mentioned so many good ideas. Can you share more about this to us?
Yeah, sure. So I came up with the Neocrassical Theorems in my journey of becoming an artist. 2 years ago, I didn't see myself as an artist. I didn't believe I had much to offer in that way. And then last year, I tried to write music, having so long believed I couldn't. And when I tried, it all came out instantly and it was good stuff. And I was trying to understand how has this come out and how have I believed for so long that I couldn't? And I realized it was because of a variety of things. One was freestyling. So a friend of mine, I would send to him back and forth voice notes of us freestyling over the radio for a laugh. And I realized in this process, I accidentally taught myself how to write music, because if you do that for a few years to the radio and you have to improvise, you're going to activate the part of your brain responsible for writing music. That combined with doing it in accents. So I use accents a lot as a way to dissolve the ego and make me care less about my thoughts and my own identity and step into a place where suddenly I'm someone else and I can say, well, I just love blockchain, and it's like cycle through characters, like from like acting methodology. And then finally, like aspects like the alter ego and originality, things that I mention in it. Alter ego being a big one of, again, dissolving the ego and stepping into a place where you're not attached to your own identity. So the Theorems is putting all that into a paper, which is at its core is two pages long and is reminiscent of Satoshi's Whitepaper. And it's somewhere between a gag and something very serious to say, like, look, if you want to break through those mental barriers and create, check out the Whitepaper. It talks about alter egos, freestyling, accents, artistic originality, artist influences, and yeah, melody writing as related to freestyling. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to create that could help people break through that mental barrier and into a place of creation.
Yeah. What are your goals with this white paper?
My goals is to give people tools to free themselves from the barriers and the mental kind of chains of egoic attachment and fear associated to that. Because I think so many people have, for example, a lot of the angles on music, because that's my personal interest and where I found myself expressing myself most. But I think so many people have this artistic voice in them that is crushed throughout their journey to becoming an adult, through all the different things in society that make you just compressed into this like identity version of yourself. But so many people could be creating more. I was on the bus the other day and I heard a kid singing "The wheels on the bus go round and round" over and over again, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, adults like don't do this anymore unless they're drunk. Adults don't just sing of their own accord. But kids do. All kids do. Not the musical kids. All kids do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in everyone. And yeah, just this place of self-expression and access to higher consciousness. Because this is a lot of what I would talk about, is this link to higher consciousness, I think, is something that fuels a lot of the best art because it comes from something bigger and it's related to the connection of the whole. I just want to give people a way to get into that place and be more like kids again, and take what I've learned and share it. And hopefully people will try it and look at it and be like, actually, let me start trying to freestyle in accents or create an alter ego, etc.
Yeah, be more express themselves.
Yeah,
like a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Because kids don't care about what would you like say to me. Just do themselves as well.
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. There's no thought. There's no time to think or stop themselves or get scared. They just go into creation straight away.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think my methods are things that I think people can use to snap into creation and break that egoic barrier.
Okay, so what is the next for Neocrassical? Can you share about this to us as well?
Yeah, I just want to keep innovating, creating new stuff people haven't seen before, and testing ideas that break some kind of boundaries in art, and do another event. I want to do See You in the Metaverse 2, which will be just a complete like level up from the first one. And yeah, just keep on the path I'm on, where I'm just executing and going through fear and just crashing all through all my mental barriers to be like, this is the crazy shit I want to do, and let's see what happens.
Yeah. Do you gonna be create your own YouTube channel?
I mean, yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. Look out for the iPhone mix.
Aww.
That's something that I haven't told anyone about publicly, but yeah, the iPhone mix is something that's coming on my YouTube channel.
Thank you guys for watching our episode, and please don't forget to follow the Neocrassical's social media. And if you have any comments, just leave it down below, and don't forget to subscribe our channels as well. And see you guys next time.
Blockchain.
Bye.